It's Will Sean Podcast. The internet cried out for two more blowhards, and they courageously answered that call. Armed with the weapon of wit, each week they're joined by guests to discuss movies, television, pop culture, and anything else that's pissing them off. Take it away, boys.
I'm Will Link.
And I'm Sean David.
And this is Will Sean Podcast.
As long as we're still breathing. How you doing, Will?
I'm in a, I'm a little nervous about this episode.
Why are you nervous?
Well, I feel like I'm in a sick house.
You're stepping on the ad, on the sponsor.
Oh, I did not know. I'm just saying this. I'm not.
Do I sound sick? I mean, I sound hearty and hale.
You sound as hearty and hale as ever.
Okay.
I'm not one to carry around hand sanitizer. I never do. Mm-hmm. Because part of me is like, well, we get some of these germs are good to get.
Yeah.
Well, not today. Not today, my friend. I take no chances.
For those of you who aren't here but maybe hear the clicking, Will is nervously clutching a hand sanitizer the way a religious Catholic would rosaries.
Let me spray some for the listener.
And we'll get to the reason in a minute why Will is so paranoid about his own personal safety and physical security.
Well, what's going on in the world of Will Sean Podcast?
I don't know. Make sure you're all subscribed to the podcast. Make sure you give us a star rating on iTunes. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and do all the normal podcast things.
Let's give a shout out also to Off the Cuffs.
Yeah, what are they doing now? I saw they had some big...
They got new microphones.
Yeah.
They had a great interview a few weeks back while we were on our break with the director of the movie Tickled.
So what you're telling me is they're making money.
I don't think they're making... Well, they have a Patron. How is it?
Patreon. We should open a Patreon.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the results.
It's a long way till you get that crazy Harry's razors and Blue Apron money.
Yeah. But yeah, they're doing really well over there, so give them a little shout out.
All right, well, go listen to them after you're done with us.
And who's our sponsor this week?
Pink Eyes, because one pink eye just ain't enough.
You gotta have that double pink eye.
That's when, you're a man of quality. I'm like Cyclops.
It's funny. I didn't use the restroom. I didn't get a glass of water.
Nothing. Yeah,
I'm doing nothing. And we're recording this, and we're writing a document for next week. I'm getting out of here.
It's just Will sitting at a chair while I sip tea and cook potatoes.
On the show this week, no guest.
Yeah.
No guest to get your pink eye.
To share my ocular love with.
Real fast side notes. Did you get this pink eye from, children's jam hands, you think?
I did spend about 2.5 days with 4 children, related to me, not just random children. And in addition to that, I spent a lot of time with friends of mine who are in various preschool teacher / nannying professional positions. So it is not a surprise that I contracted this most terrible of afflictions.
One day, jam hands are going to be enemy of the podcast.
All right.
But on the show today, like I was saying, no guest, because it is our summer movie preview. That's right.
And not too soon.
Yeah, you get me and Sean talking about movies for nearly an hour.
And boy, do we have a lackluster summer for you guys.
I disagree.
Oh, really?
I think this is going to be a very strong summer. Much stronger than last year, but it is going to end on a very bad note.
All right.
And let's start with a movie I am legitimately excited for in any season.
Leftovers of the movie?
I would watch the fuck out of the Leftovers movie. I love the Leftovers so much. But no, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yes.
Of all the big budget tentpole movies this summer, this has got to be the one that people are most excited about.
Yeah, and I actually thought it was coming out next week because the premiere already occurred. There's already reviews trickling out, but no, it's 2 weeks out. Chris Pratt got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in front of the El Capitan, so good on you, Chris Pratt. I'm really excited for this movie. I think, like you said, it's going to be fun. Apparently, there's lots of surprise cameos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of cameos. People, this is a movie that people are buzzing about, just the soundtrack. Someone the other day said, well, I know the soundtrack's been released, but I don't want to listen to it yet because I want to be surprised by what
I don't even want to look at the track listing because it's part of the fun. This was similar to when I eagerly purchased the soundtrack for Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and one of the track titles was Qui-Gon's Death. And I was like, well, that sucks.
Let's talk about Chris Pratt real fast. I mean, right now he's like the most, maybe The Rock is the other one, but Chris Pratt is like the most.
Let's settle down with The Rock. I think is on his own rock.
Well, we'll get to him in a minute too. But Chris Pratt is like the most likable guy, it seems, in movies.
Are we getting to peak Pratt?
That's what I was going to ask. Are we going to get sick of Chris Pratt? Because his antics are the same, basically.
Yeah.
Like whether he's fighting dinosaurs or fighting aliens or...
I mean, he had that Passengers movie, which you apparently were the only human being on Earth that loved.
No, I didn't love it.
Okay.
I didn't love it.
Apparently they re-edited the movie. The fans did a re-edit of Passengers.
My thing with Passengers is I think it has actually a kind of brilliant idea and conflict at its heart, and then it's a fucking mess.
Well, we have Guardians 2 coming out, and then what's his next movie? Is it Jurassic World 2? I mean,
I'm sure he's doing something in between.
Because guy needs a break. They just started filming Jurassic World 2, though.
Look, Guardians of the Galaxy, everyone just keeps saying it's going to be a great time, and that's what it looks like. It looks like a ton of fun, and I mean, we might have already touched upon what I think could be the best summer movie of the season.
So it's all downhill from there.
Well, yes, because next week, the week after, the weekend of May 12th, we have, and I'm curious on your take on this, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Okay. The only good King Arthur movie that's ever been made is the Disney animated classic, The Sword and the Stone. I don't know why this tale... Oh, no, I'm sorry, Excalibur is also good.
Excalibur's a weird movie.
It's a weird movie, but this King Arthur story seems to defy Hollywood's ability to tell it. I mean, either you got to go super campy with something like Camelot. Wasn't that a musical?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think because once you get past the idea that there's this King Arthur and he pulls a sword from a stone and there's a wizard Merlin and 12 knights, then you start getting into the weeds of the actual stories and the particulars of, like, who were these people? What does King Arthur stand for? Who is he fighting against? It starts getting really dense and tangled, but I just don't know. There was the shitty King Arthur movie with Keira Knightley that came out.
Holy shit, yeah. I forgot that existed.
Yeah, that was, what's his name?
Clive Owen?
Yeah, but the director was the guy from Training Day and Shooter.
Oh, Antoine Fuqua.
So it was a terrible movie, but that tried to be the historical King Arthur movie. It was awful. This doesn't look good. It doesn't look exciting. It's got Charlie Hunnam, who's coming off of a little heat from Lost City of Z, but I don't know. This looks bad. And I'm not excited. And I love things with swords and dirty humans.
That's why I wanted your take on it, because I feel like the Arthurian legend is something that fits into your wheelhouse.
But this doesn't feel like the Arthurian legend. It feels like some weird sci-fi thing that some dude named Arthur.
The best version is Monty Python's version.
Oh, right. Okay. Which tells you a lot. That you either have... there's something impenetrable about King Arthur on film that doesn't work if you just try to attack it head on.
So here's the other thing. I was at the movies yesterday.
Who directed this? This new one?
Guy Ritchie.
Oh,
which is another problem.
Yeah.
Because Guy Ritchie, I liked his first two films, but then I haven't...
The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was not bad.
Nah, you're giving it more credit than it deserves. Okay. I thought it was kind of boring. But the thing is, Guy Ritchie, I hate those Sherlock Holmes movies.
They're terrible.
Well, I only saw the first one because I hated it.
The second one's terrible.
So I don't know if his style is going to help this at all. So I'm watching the trailer yesterday.
Is Madonna in it?
I don't think they're still together.
Okay.
And in the trailer, I was very confused by the sight of a giant elephant. There is a giant, I swear to fuck.
Everyone knows about the Anglo-Saxon war elephants that they brought over the channel to, conquer the Romano Britons.
But I'm telling you, it wasn't just like when I say a giant elephant, like it's a big elephant. No, it was like King Kong size big elephant. Where is this coming from? What is happening? Was there an elephant in the Arthurian legend?
No, there was not an elephant in Britain until the London Zoo opened.
So this movie does not, and it might not be a real elephant. It might be like some stone statue elephant that come to life. Yeah.
Well, this is not the first King Arthur film that we'll be dealing with this summer. Apparently.
Yeah, we'll get to that as well. But also May 12th, which I'm more likely to go see, is Amy Schumer's new film, Snatched.
See, this looks terrible.
Does Schumer have... the plot of this movie is Amy Schumer goes on a vacation to, I guess, South America with her mother, played by Goldie Hawn, in her first role in, I think, nearly 15 years.
Yeah.
And they go to South America and they get snatched. They get kidnapped and they got to escape through the jungle.
See, when I heard originally, Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn play mother and daughter, I go, well, that will be a fun, light, comedic romp. I'm excited for that. I didn't realize I was going to get Proof of Life, the comedy here.
There's a whole hilarious human trafficking storyline.
Okay, this does not look good. And also, not besmirching Goldie Hawn in any way, shape, or form, but I will give cash money to anyone who understands what she is saying in the trailer.
I can understand what she's saying.
I'm not giving you cash money. Hold on, I'll give you cash money after I wipe my eyes on it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll sanitize that money. Look, here's the thing. Does Amy Schumer have enough cachet to get you into the theater? Like, maybe it's just a bad trailer?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Amy Schumer has established herself enough as a movie star, quote unquote.
Trainwreck?
That's one movie. And that was also under Judd Apatow as well. So you had two known quantities going for it. And Goldie Hawn has been gone for so long that, I don't know what I'm getting with Goldie Hawn. And this movie just looks... It doesn't look funny. There was nothing in the trailer that made me laugh.
It's good casting.
There's a lot of things that are good casting. You know what was good casting? The score was good casting.
That was good casting.
Terrible movie.
Yeah, not good.
Good good pull.
I might check out Snatched, but I'm not checking out King Arthur.
I actually may check out King Arthur before Snatch, so.
May 19th. This one I am looking forward to. Although maybe I'm a sucker for looking forward to it. Alien Covenant. I think it looks good. I think the trailer... Look, here's the thing.
I haven't seen the trailer.
Okay.
This is Ridley Scott once again dipping back into the Alien verse, and this is the loose sequel to Prometheus.
Yes.
And the hard sequel to Alien?
Or prequel to
Unclear.
Alien. It takes place before the events of the original Alien, and it looks like it goes back to that style of a film. Like, it looks like the closest to...
Like Trump voters in a floating cargo truck.
Exactly. It looks like it's about like couples who are going to colonize a planet.
Yeah.
But there is something that seems a little grittier, like the original film to it. And even in the beats of the story from the trailer, we don't know where it's going to go. Now, I will also say this. You and me saw Prometheus together.
Yes.
And we walked out of it enjoying Prometheus, and I still stand by enjoying Prometheus. Yeah. I don't think it's a bad film. I think it's a film that maybe people had different expectations for, and it has some bad moments, like the two scientists who are running around. But I'm very forgiving of that film. So that's another reason why.
Says the man who refuses to watch Kingdom of Heaven director's cut.
But I dislike that film. I hated that film. So maybe I'm a little more excited for Alien Covenant because of that.
Well, I actually heard that this is it's not just a prequel to Alien, it's also a prequel to Matchstick Men.
No, it's just going through the whole Ridley Scott canon.
Some deep, a good year. This is how it began, the year before the good year. Let me ask you about the Alien verse. Do you enjoy them for the blood, guts, horror, monster element of it, or the world building? Like, what about the Alien movies do you enjoy the most?
You know what?
Like the creature design and stuff, and the shots?
That is a big thing.
Okay.
For something about that H.R. Geiger design, original design, really works. Like, that is a scary looking creature with the mouth that comes out of the mouth. So that's something that really... listeners, Sean dropped his pen and I refused to pick it up because of his conjunctivitis.
Why are you using $2 words when a nickel word will do? Pink eye.
So I think that does keep me coming back. The style of these movies keep coming back. The world building, I think, actually, they do the most world building in Prometheus.
Yeah, literally, enough. You got some big blue gods spreading around. I don't know, gene spores.
That's the one, because those late Alien films, Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, they I mean, the world building is kind of done.
Tell me there's no world building in Alien Resurrection? They got all those Winona clones and tubes. Oh wait, are they Sigourney clones?
They're Sigourney clones.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, that movie's all style.
Yeah.
And no substance. I think because the first two movies are so brilliant and directed by two brilliant filmmakers that they've carried a lot of cachet over the years. That we're still bringing a lot of our love of Alien and Aliens to these films.
So, I'll see this, and I actually think I should most likely rewatch Prometheus before going, because I feel like I'll get a little bit more out of it,
Yeah.
Did you watch the Prometheus? Is there like a director's cut or like a longer version?
I have it on Blu-ray, but I think it's just the same version.
Okay.
Yeah. And if it is, it's like more blood, It's not like anything crazy. May 25th, and here's another one I'm curious your take on. Baywatch. This is a movie that seems to be done in the vein of a 21 Jump Street with the aforementioned Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Zac Efron.
Who's very funny.
Yeah, double down on all the comedic skills we know him from in the Neighbors films. This is one. It feels a little tired because it's just another movie in the vein of a 21 Jump Street, remaking some old TV show, more comedic. But The Rock is fucking charming as fuck.
Right. So what I think is brilliant about this is that you don't need to have ever watched a TV show. You don't need to know anything about the TV show. You just need to be vaguely familiar with the term Baywatch. The Rock is such a massive movie star and a charismatic presence that first of all, he can do any project he wants. So this looks funny. It looks fun. Zac Efron is very enjoyable, and there's some beautiful women in this movie as well, as you would expect from a Baywatch film. I think this is what the Hollywood folks call a 4-quadrant movie. Like, this literally appeals to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is going to be a massive hit. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like 21 Jump Street, they don't seem to take themselves too seriously, but I'm excited. I think this is going to be a big smash hit.
And the very next day, because it's Memorial Weekend, and I guess Baywatch wanted to get a day's jump on the other movies for that weekend, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Well, do they? Have we heard anything about this film?
I've heard a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. We have a friend who has worked on the film, who admits he can't see the forest for the trees, but also assures me this will be the second best Pirates movie.
See, because I am one of those weirdos that actually enjoys all three of the original Pirates movies, even the third one, which I think is the strangest, most bizarre film a major studio has ever released. It's a fucked up art film for $250 million.
The third one gets into some like Terry Gilliam territory.
It's amazing. It's amazing that Disney wrote the check to make this movie.
Well, I guess they just trusted in, they didn't believe in the Jack Sparrow performance at first. And then he won an Oscar, became this great character. So I guess they just trust in it. So this movie, I didn't see the fourth Pirates.
I saw it on DVD. It's fine. Directed by Rob Marshall. There's nothing special about it. It's totally forgettable.
This one's directed by like the Kon-Tiki guys, right?
Yeah, it's the Danish buddies who also directed the Marco Polo Netflix series, or at least the pilot. And yeah,
they here's my thing with this. It's not going to be hard to be better than those. I think those sequels are pretty terrible, actually. Yeah. I did rewatch in anticipation of this the original one.
It's a great movie.
It's a great. I mean, you could argue it's the best adventure film of the last or of this millennium, of this century so far.
I mean, you haven't seen Lost City of Z yet.
But I mean, like a pure. When I say adventure, I mean like a pure, like fun, like like an Indiana Jones type movie, like a swashbuckling kind of thing.
So better than Crystal Skull.
Yes.
Okay.
Have we grown tired of Captain Jack Sparrow?
I mean, my worry is, I saw the trailer. Everyone just looks 15 years older and bloated.
Orlando Bloom's in this one.
Yeah, everyone just looks a little more tired. I'm going to go see it. It should be fine. But what are really our expectations for this movie?
If it's better than the previous 3 sequels, I'll be happy. If it's the same, I'm also putting stock. I like Javier Bardem a lot. I'm sure he'll be a great villain. We know he can play a great villain. We've seen it in Spectre, in No Country. Skyfall. Oh, Skyfall.
Yes,
yeah, sorry.
Don't you besmirch him with that.
Sorry, Skyfall. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to see.
Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
He's not a villain there. He's a lover. So now let's move to June.
Let's do it.
And June 2nd, Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So no Wonder Woman interest.
No, I do. I think Gal Gadot's the only good thing about the dark DC cinematic universe that they've decided to box themselves in with. This could be good. Directed by
Patty Jenkins.
Oh, Patty Jenkins. Okay. So,
the director of Monster.
Yes. This actually looks decent. It's a World War I movie, which we don't get enough World War I on screen. Not since a very long engagement has World War I been so lovingly depicted. And War Horse.
Oh, geez, War Horse. Okay. Let's talk about the DC Universe real fast.
Yeah. I did not see Suicide Squad.
It's not good.
I did see Batman versus Superman, but I don't remember any of it.
It's better than Man of Steel.
I saw a very funny tweet that about what's the event? What the fuck's their movie?
Justice League.
Yes, where it was like, Aquaman, what's your mother's name? Aqua Martha. You're in.
Those movies, the DC movies, have not been good.
No.
They're not like necessarily unwatchable, but they're not good movies at all. They're kind of these like
dark, unrelenting nightmares.
Yeah. However,
a little lighter.
Here's a couple of things.
Yeah.
One, you said the trailer looks good. I would argue the trailer for Suicide Squad looked fucking great.
Yeah.
They seem to know how to cut good trailers, DC. My hopes for Wonder Woman are, one, they're going to try extra hard not to fuck up the first, real female-led superhero movie of this franchise. Two, I like the World War I thing. That's a little more interesting. Just like I was very excited about the first Captain America movie because it took place during World War II. 3, Gal Gadot, very charming. She's one of the only good things in Dawn of Justice. Yes. So those are the reasons why I'm hopeful for Wonder Woman. Here's why I'm not. It's still the same crappy DC slate of films.
Yeah.
And 2, Wonder Woman, and I think this is why we haven't gotten a Wonder Woman movie until now, she has a very weird backstory. It's not like Superman's backstory's kind of clean. He crashed here on Earth. He's an alien. Batman's backstory, his parents are killed and he's depressed and he becomes a superhero. Wonder Woman's like this goddess from this island, and it's like
Amazonia.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little harder to swallow, and I'm very curious how they pull it off.
What I love about comic book fans, and God bless their little hearts, is these stories and these characters were all created just like by these starving writers and artists just trying to make a buck in the 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, like, yeah, she's a Wonder Woman and she's from an island of Amazon women, and this shit was pulled out of people's asses on deadlines just to get a character. And there wasn't a lot of thought that went into the creation of these characters, and now it's treated like gospel. Yeah. And God forbid you betray any of the deeply rooted origin stories of these core American archetypes, and which is why I think sometimes they have so much trouble, because you're taking something that wasn't necessarily deeply considered in the first place and trying to turn it into something sacred, and it doesn't always work.
No, and that's my worry of this. But I'm sure once she's fighting in World War I, we'll be all about it. But I'm a little worried about this island of Amazons, because it's I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm in, and I'm a little excited about it because I feel like this is DC's last shot to win me over.
You're still going to see their movies. You're still going to see Justice League.
Yeah, probably, because I'm a fucking idiot. But here's a movie I do not plan to see unless I start to hear good things about, because the trailer does not excite me. June 9th, The Mummy.
Oh, this looks terrible.
Starring Tom Cruise and Sophia. Oh my
Vergara.
No.
Benoit.
No. The girl with no legs from Kingsman. Who like they're
I don't know what her
like
name
they're
is.
turning her into a big this is a big summer
this movie.
for
This
her.
is Universal. Universal realizes that they don't have themselves a Harry Potter. They don't have a.
But I know why I can't say her name because I can't say her name.
Right.
It's Botella.
Doesn't matter. This isn't gonna. Yeah.
She was in Star Trek.
Okay. And like a bunch of makeup. Universal realizes that all they have in the way of franchises is Fast and the Furious. And so they do own all the classic monster movies, and they've been for years trying to reboot this. No one cares. The Mummy is not interesting. This movie just doesn't look good. Like, it doesn't look exciting.
The Mummy was more interesting, again, when it was a period piece. When Brendan Fraser did this, and it was a fun adventure. This looks like crappy action.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's dark. It's a female mummy, and maybe Tom Cruise. What they're trying to do is world build here so they can get their monster cinematic universe. And
because
they keep
Russell Crowe's playing Dr. Jekyll.
Right, and but they keep having these false starts. They did that Wolfman movie years ago with Benicio del Toro. They did this Dracula Undead, which apparently was going to be part of this cinematic universe until
it was terrible.
Then they're like, oh, just kidding.
Yeah, I didn't see.
I think this movie's going to bomb. I think everyone in this movie is just way out of their league. Who cares? Like, what is interesting about a godlike Egyptian mummy in modern day? Okay, so there's like Beatles in London. Who cares?
Yeah.
Even the
there's a plane crash. And the plane sequence just feels like
bad Mission Impossible.
It's like we've seen this sequence before. And it's just Tom Cruise yelling. Yeah. Have you seen the thing where it's just the isolated audio of him yelling without the sound effects or the music?
No.
It is hilarious because it sounds ridiculous.
I think this movie's going to be greeted with a huge shrug, and no one's going to give a shit.
Especially you're already going to have
it's a first-time
Pirates
director.
and Wonder Woman out the 2 weekends before. I don't think people are going to go crazy about the Mummy. I think people would be more interested in a Brendan Fraser Mummy.
I think they'd be more interested in a Pauly Shore Mummy, honestly.
So now let's move on to June 16th, my birthday weekend. And there's a bunch of films I am not all that excited about, but I gotta pick one because it's my birthday weekend.
You're not going to see The Mummy for the second time?
So I bring this one up because I think the trailer looks terrible and weird, but it's directed by future Star Wars filmmaker Colin Trevorrow. Mm-hmm. So it's like he had this Jurassic World cachet, and he's got this Star Wars job, so he gets to make something in between that he wants, and he makes this film called The Book of Henry,
starring the only graduate of Room University.
Yeah, Jacob Tremblay's in it, and Naomi Watts, and it's about this like kid who's really smart, and basically like his mother leans on him for everything, played by Naomi Watts, and then he seems to get it in his head that they have to rescue the girl next door by maybe killing her father. And unless I hear good reviews or I hear like the trailer's misleading, there's more to this movie. This movie did not look good from the trailer. Now, the only reason I also bring it up, because Colin Trevorrow, I don't think Jurassic World is bad. I think it's the second best Jurassic Park movie. Okay. But granted, I think there's a world of shit between that and the original Jurassic Park. And I liked Safety Not Guaranteed.
Yeah, but that was like a small little cutesy Sundance indie film.
Well, this looks like could be somewhere in between.
I'm glad that they really got ahead of themselves and tapped him for episode 9, way in advance. That was maybe a little short-sighted thinking there.
This Book of Henry, I don't quite understand it. Anything I've read about it has not helped me understand it more. So unless I hear good things, that is not my birthday movie. Also that weekend, you got All Eyes on Me, the Tupac
That's
movie.
Your birthday movie.
Now, this feels like, of course, in a post Straight Outta Compton, which is a really great film, you were going to get...
Well, they made the Biggie Smalls movie.
They made the Biggie movie, which I didn't see because it looked kind of cheap, where Straight Outta Compton looked like F. Gary Gray directed it. It looked like a really well put together film. All Eyes on Me looks a little cheap to me. And maybe I'm not judging it fairly, but in a post Straight Outta Compton world, I feel like that's the reason this exists, and I don't think it's going to do Straight Outta Compton business.
I don't think you're the target audience for this film.
No. But I would argue that the Biggie movie didn't do that great.
No.
Then you have Cars 3, which is Pixar's summer movie. Cars 2, no, scratch that. I was about to say Cars 2 is the only Pixar movie I haven't seen, but I never saw The Good Dinosaur.
Neither did I.
Cars 2 is the only Pixar movie besides The Good Dinosaur that I haven't seen.
I've seen it. It's not good.
Because you and me saw Cars together.
Yeah.
And Cars was the first Pixar movie I wasn't really a fan of because I didn't understand that world. And we've talked about this in the past. How do the cars have houses? Do they build things? Were there humans at one point that drove them? Like, I don't understand how the cars operate and exist. Because I understand the world of the toys. I understand the world of the rats. I understand the world because every other world operates within our world. There are humans. I don't understand this dystopian car nightmare.
John Lasseter, just for whatever reason, just fucking loved cars and had enough heat there at Pixar to get his Cars movie made. Everyone just went along with it. But then what happened with Cars is it became the largest merchandising movie in like Disney's history.
Yeah.
And that's what fueled it. They're like, oh, I guess everyone wants more cars. Like, no one wants more cars. You know what they want? They want toy cars. They don't want cars that procreate and have baby cars and like fly, like cars inside of airplanes that are sentient. None of this. It's just creepy and off-putting.
So I'm not going to see Cars 3, even though it has a weird trailer that's like a weirdly dramatic trailer.
Yeah, but you already know what's going to happen. You've seen these Pixar movies.
So I guess I'm left with my birthday weekend. I'm going to have to see Rough Night.
This looks so bad. I feel like there's two identical movies with the exact same premise, just one keyed towards white women and one keyed towards black women that are coming out.
I think the one geared towards black women is more of a, like, empowering feel-good movie about women who need to, like rediscover themselves.
And this is white chicks kill a hooker.
Yeah, kill a male stripper, which is like, it's like...
But do they have an overweight friend that gets into all sorts of antics?
No.
Oh.
They don't.
How did this look through development?
Here's why I'm willing to roll the dice and possibly give it a chance. It's from one of the directors of Broad City.
Okay.
It stars Scarlett Johansson, who I love, Kate McKinnon, who's hilarious, Ilana Glazer.
Okay. I bet she's wacky.
It stars some good people. Yeah, it's probably going to be terrible.
Does Chris Pine and/or Hemsworth appear in this movie?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
So look, I'm probably going to see it because
what else?
What else am I going to see that week?
All right, let me know how that is.
I like the cast. You know, it's like Very Bad Things, except with women, I guess.
What was the movie? Bad Moms came out last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fine.
You like that?
Yeah, it was okay. It was
good after you texted me, go see Bad Moms.
Yeah, it was fine. Good after 2 cocktails.
I did not see Bad Moms, but I'll see it on cable.
All right.
Now things are starting to get, in my opinion, really good. June 23rd.
We're only in June still?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
We're going to move on. We got Sofia Coppola's new film, The Beguiled.
Right. Bunch of women decide to kill a Union soldier in the Civil War.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a remake.
Is it?
Yeah, Clint Eastwood did a version of this film in the 70s.
Was there a monkey?
No. This is before he met Clyde.
Okay.
So...
Any which way but north.
Yeah, and that's what it's about, and it looks...
It looks really good.
It looks really good. It's like gothic horror.
It's got Elle Fanning.
Kirsten Dunst, Nicole Kidman, and the Union soldier is played by Colin
Farrell.
Farrell. Yes. Yeah, sorry.
This looks great.
It's also playing at Cannes.
Okay.
It's in competition at Cannes.
Okay. I'm sure it'll lose out to some movie by a well-meaning Romanian filmmaker.
Cannes is really strong this year. Michael Haneke has a new film. Okay. Bong Joon-ho has a new film. We're going to get to that in a little while. Lynn Ramsey. There's some good people at Cannes this year. And The Beguiled is one I'm looking forward to. And Sofia Coppola is someone I will always... I always find her interesting even when she fails.
Even in Somewhere?
I'm more forgiving of that movie than I probably should be.
Okay. A lot of driving in circles in that movie.
I would argue you're more forgiving of Marie Antoinette than you
do not
be.
come at me with Marie Antoinette. That movie is perfect.
Also that weekend, another film. This one was a big hit at Sundance. The Big Sick.
Oh, with
this is
Kumail Nanjiani.
And it was written by him and his wife, Emily Gordon. Mm-hmm. And it's about their relationship. And it's about dating, it's about cultural differences in dating. Like his family wanted him to have an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
He falls in love with a white girl who slips into a coma.
There you go.
And the white girl in the movie...
Don't you hate when that happens?
The white girl in the movie is played by Zoe Kazan.
Okay, I bet she's adorable.
She is adorable. And it looks like it's going to be one of those just completely charming, lots of laughs, lots of tears kind of thing.
Kumail Nanjiani is a self-professed student of romantic comedies, and everything I've heard is that this movie is essentially a perfect romantic comedy.
I am really excited for it. But I know the movie you're going to see instead of those two that weekend.
What?
Transformers: The Last Night.
All right, listen, people. Can you explain the email that I fired off last night regarding this movie?
Sean last night fired off an email to me and other cinephile friends about how it looks like another chapter in the Arthurian legend about how he had to fight giant robots.
So apparently King Arthur and his knights were either, in his Knights of the Round Table, according to the mythology in this movie, were either formed to protect, defend, or fight against some sort of alien robot invasion, which I guess they only get activated after the 5th time that this occurs. So I don't know what this is. I am well documented as being a fan of Michael Bay's work. I always find him interesting. I have not seen the 4th Transformers movie, but I plan to. I enjoyed the first 3 for what they are, and I think I'm going to end up seeing this.
I did not enjoy the first Transformers movie, and I skipped all the sequels.
Well,
I find those movies unnecessarily confusing.
Well, they're extremely confusing. Well, at least he says he's going to make 3 more after this.
3 more after this?
I don't know. As long as Sam Witwicky comes back, all will be well.
There's also that long trailer that has just a little girl talking about fighting like a girl. How does she fit into Arthurian legends and Mark Wahlberg? Like, what has happened in the Transformers world?
I don't even know.
Have they gone post-apocalyptic?
I don't know.
All right.
I think the Transformers technology has now been integrated in some of our Earth technology.
June 28th. June continues. With another movie I am super excited about. This is why I think this is a good summer for movies. Baby Driver.
All right.
I am all about Baby Driver. I think the trailer looks like...
Does he work for the baby boss?
He's the boss baby.
Okay.
Thank you. I saw someone tweet yesterday that they were very afraid that girl boss might end up being the mother of boss baby.
This is Edgar Wright, his first movie since The World Ends, The End of the World.
The World's End.
Okay.
Now, I love Edgar Wright's films, particularly 2 of them in particular. I think Scott Pilgrim is so much fun on every level, visually, everything about it. But I think Shaun of the Dead is brilliant.
See, I put Hot Fuzz above Shaun of the Dead.
Here's my issues with both Hot Fuzz, The World's End, and even Scott Pilgrim, which I like.
Yeah.
All those films, I think, go a little too long and get a little too repetitive. I feel like The World's End, like, did it have to be, 12 pubs that you had to hit? Like, it just felt like the same thing. Even Scott Pilgrim, by the time we're getting to, the 5th Evil X, it's like, we know where this is going. Let's just get through it. And Hot Fuzz, I think, is so good. But then that movie's over 2 hours long.
Right, but also, I think it's why I excuse Hot Fuzz is it's making fun of movies like Bad Boys, which run 2.5 hours. I think that's part of the comedy of the movie, is that it's a bloated action movie like the ones it's spoofing.
I'll give you that, but...
Because, I thought Bad Boys 2 was over, and I had to pee, but no, I guess we're invading Havana now, so that happened.
My one fear of Baby Driver is that it's going to do the same thing, that there's going to be, it's going to be this awesome, stylish, funny, smart
that
action
overstays
film,
its welcome.
And then it's like he's got to do one more job, and then he's got to do one more job, and then there's a final job. And that's my fear about it, but I am all in. I think it looks like a badass, cool time, and I am looking forward to Baby Driver. Also in June.
Jeez.
June 30th. A movie I have no interest. I don't even know why I'm bringing it up. Despicable Me 3. Nope. I'm probably bringing it up because it's going to be a giant hit.
And it's got Trey Parker doing his first voice acting role that is not South Park.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted some of that hot Minions money.
Gru's got like a brother who tries to get him to be evil again.
He was like an 80s dude.
Yeah, that's the Trey Parker character.
I'm sure it'll be delightful.
I saw Despicable Me on DVD. I wasn't crazy about it. I was forced to go see Minions with my cousin's child.
Okay.
She liked it.
All right.
And I liked that she liked it.
The Minions, once you start picking at the thread of the Minions, it starts getting really dark. Like, would they work for Hitler? Which, it's best not to delve too deeply into the Minions verse.
Hey, who is the comedic actor who makes me laugh more than any other in movies? I go see his movies even if I know their shit.
Red Buttons.
Who's alive?
Like,
I just laugh at everything he does.
Sean Penn.
Will Ferrell.
Him, yeah. Second guess.
And who's like my favorite comedic actress?
Margot Martindale.
Amy Poehler.
Second guess.
They are teaming up.
Okay.
For a movie. Not the first movie that they're both in together, but the first time that they're like significantly like together as a pair.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith 2.
In the House.
Okay.
Which
is this like the remake of The Burbs?
This is Amy Poehler and Will Ferrell decide to open a casino in their house.
Okay, yes. To send their daughter to college.
I am in for this movie based on the fact that those two just make me fucking laugh. The movie's probably going to be like just an average comedy, not that great. I am 100% in for it. These two make me laugh. I'm sorry.
Sure Jason Mantzoukas shows up and he's really unhinged.
Jacob Mantzoukas is in it, and he is unhinged.
All right.
And there's Wayne Fetterman's got one scene in it. Wayne Fetterman.
Good for you, Wayne.
Wayne Fetterman does one scene
in everything you've ever seen.
Yeah. And he knows this, and he calls him, when he's plugging these movies, he's like, I got a Fetterman and Out in the House, I got a Fetterman and Out in the new Adam Sandler movie, I got a Fetterman and Out. So, let's move on to July, finally.
Oh, finally. I want to see what my birthday movie's going to be.
Well, July 7th, you got Spider-Man Homecoming. Let me ask you this, are you excited for this?
I'm not excited, but I'll see it. It looks better than anything DC has to offer. It basically looks like Iron Man 3.5. If I got to be honest. They showed a little too much in the trailer, but it looks charming, it looks fun, and I skipped the last two Spider-Men films, but
they're not good.
Okay.
They're just, I would say the second one is actively bad, and the first one just feels wholly unnecessary. Yeah. I guess I am buying into a little bit of the fun of he's in the Marvel universe we've come to know and love now.
Also, Tom Holland, excellent in Lost City of Z, sporting a little mustache.
Tom Holland really, Civil War got me excited for this one. And you got a reunion of the movie The Paper with Michael Keaton and Marissa Tomei in it.
There you go.
I'm sure we'll talk about that more as we get closer. Let's move on to July 14th. We spent a lot of time unpacking Spider-Man there.
Bastille Day.
July 14th, War for the Planet of the Apes.
A lot of people are really into these movies. I haven't seen the first two of the new Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just, you know what? There's something just actively depressing about them.
I don't think you would actively dislike them. I think you might like them more than you think. But,
let me guess, are there any surprises? Is anything happen in it that I wouldn't see coming? Monkeys take over. Humans get beat.
The first one, there might have been
monkeys on the Golden Gate Bridge,
but that sequence is really well done.
All right,
I think they're well done, actually. And the fact of the matter is, the character of Caesar is actually a very compelling character, played by Andy Serkis.
All right.
War of the Planet of the Apes is the end of this trilogy.
Is it?
They're finally going.
I heard Rob Marshall's going to do number 4.
Well, I'm assuming, Jesus,
that they're going to connect this one up with the Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston.
Are they?
I guess so. I mean, wouldn't that be the natural endpoint where at some point those two dovetail into each other? You know they're going to remake Planet of the Apes, not with Mark Wahlberg, and they're just going to keep those going.
But that takes place so long after.
Does it have to? Doesn't have to.
They do tease it
Yeah.
in the first, Rise of the Planet.
Of course they're going to do it.
By the way,
Yeah.
why shouldn't the titles of those other movies be reversed? Shouldn't the first one be Dawn and the second one be Rise?
You know what? I think they didn't think this through when the first one was successful, and they had to do a little retconning.
Well, let's move on to your birthday weekend.
Are your eyes itching over there?
I'm worried. I'm worried, but it wouldn't have.
I'm sending you.
It wouldn't have gotten to me that fast.
Sending you eye infection.
It wouldn't have. I had an itch on my face, and I actively did not scratch it. Well, you're blowing. Stop blowing things.
There's lint on my laptop. All right, birthday weekend.
You have a good birthday weekend.
Let's see what we got.
Let's just start with the big one, Dunkirk.
Yes.
You've got one of the. I mean, this is summer movie Oscar bait.
I mean, when you think summer, you think Harry Styles.
But this is, again, why I think this is going to be a great summer. Because this is an Oscar bait movie. It looks fantastic. It's Christopher Nolan, World War II, great cast, and Harry Styles.
Because he's never done something that's been this rooted in reality. And I'm curious to see how he handles it when he can't get away with all his little, his tricks, his storytelling tricks. So this can be a huge 70 millimeter World War II movie.
IMAX.
IMAX.
And this is one I'll go see in IMAX because it's not that bullshit IMAX. And it's not 3D IMAX. No. It's fucking, I mean, we got to get tickets in advance for the big IMAX down at Universal. And this is how we celebrate your birth.
I think it sounds good.
This is good. Dunkirk. Can't wait.
Well, I'm surprised that he originally, he was going to do Operation Market Garden, but then he backed off, so.
Also that weekend, and this is one I'm also curious your opinion on, Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets. Let me make a guess. This seems like the kind of nonsense, overstuffed space nonsense from French filmmaker Luc Besson, from a French comic, I believe, that you would be into.
I know nothing about Valerian. I know it's a pre-existing property. I don't know because it feels like this year's Jupiter Rising,
Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. I feel like Luc Besson's been out of the game a little bit, and he hasn't. When was the last movie he directed? The Messenger.
No, he's done stuff since then, but nothing like big.
He does a lot of
Lucy.
Oh, that's right. Oh, he did Lucy. Okay. I feel like he's trying to recreate some of that Fifth Element magic and. I don't know about this. I saw one trailer, and also it looks too similar to Ghost in the Shell as well.
Maybe stylistically, but not plot-wise. You got Dean DeHaan, and what they're hoping is finally a star-making performance. He's a really good actor. He was in Chronicle. He was the villain in that. He's been in a lot of he's been in a lot of movies.
Okay,
but this is like a big lead for him in. Cara Delevingne.
Is this another Jai Courtney situation where I'm going to be forced to care?
Is it? No. Dean DeHaan is a good actor. You've seen him in things, and you've probably liked him in things. Cara Delevingne. Is it Cara?
No idea.
Delevingne. Anyway, and Rihanna's in it.
Okay. She was also in Pearl Harbor. Nope. Battleship.
Yep.
There we go.
This is one I'm very much on the fence about. Now I'm going to just highlight a little movie that also comes out your birthday weekend that I am interested in seeing, that also played at Sundance and got bought by Amazon for a good sum of money. Landline, which is the new film from Julien Robespierre, who directed a movie a couple years back that I think is one of the best romantic comedies of the last few years, Obvious Child.
Oh, okay.
And this also stars Jenny Slate. It takes place in the 90s.
Sure it's wacky. Yeah, sure they have Walkmen.
It's about... this young girl and I think Jenny Slate's her older sister who become convinced that their father John Turturro is cheating on their mother, played by Edie Falco.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm in because I loved Obvious Child, and I'm down for what Julien Robespierre does next. July 28th. Too bad this wasn't your birthday movie.
Marie Antoinette 2?
The Emoji Movie.
Oh, jeez.
You know what it's about?
Emojis?
It's about an emoji played by T.J. Miller, voiced by T.J. Miller.
Who human emoji himself.
He's a matte emoji, and all of a sudden he starts showing other emotions, and this starts to worry him because He's supposed to just be a meh emoji.
A meh?
Meh.
Patrick Stewart is the poop emoji?
Yep.
All right.
That's the best thing it has going for it. I'm not seeing
Is this going to sneak up on us the way the Lego movie did?
I don't think so.
All right. And is this fully animated or live action?
As far as I know, it's fully animated.
Okay.
But you know what? The Lego movie is okay, you know what? Because the Lego movie, if this started...
You got to go with like a little skepticism at these films.
If all of a sudden I start hearing good things, I would consider it. But I don't think so. Because even like, that had good directors on it. I don't know who Tony Leonidas is.
No.
So
didn't he save the Spartans against the Persian army?
I believe he did.
Okay.
And now this weekend, an action movie, another cool fucking looking action movie I'm looking forward to, Atomic Blonde.
Yes, that movie, the trailer for that got great reaction when I saw it recently in the theater. People were totally pumped for it.
Same. I saw it yesterday. I also saw it back-to-back with the Baby Driver trailer.
Okay.
And it was like, these are some cool-looking fucking summer movies. Atomic Blonde, it looks like Charlize Theron in, like, East Berlin kicking people's asses.
Yeah.
Like...
Who's the male in that?
James McAvoy.
That's right.
And also Sophia Buta, who I can't pronounce her name. But she was good in that Kingsman, and she looks good making out with Charlize Theron.
Yes, she does.
So this just looks like a cool movie. It's from the John Wick School of Filmmaking.
Yep.
So I'm excited for Atomic Blonde. Now we move on to August.
Hit me.
The first weekend of August looks pretty good.
Okay.
You've got more summer movie Oscar bait that looks really fucking good from a filmmaker I fucking love, Catherine Bigelow's Detroit.
I saw the trailer for this. I didn't realize that was her.
Yeah. And it looks really intense. It looks really good. It's about Detroit riots
in 1967.
And, it continues that trend of her doing these, like, politically driven, realistic, gritty, like Zero Dark 30, The Hurt Locker.
Near Dark.
Near Dark is great. Point Break is great. Strange Days is great. K-19 The Widowmaker. Let me say something about that, because I recently saw it for the first time. I was a huge Bigelow fan, and I'm like, I haven't seen this movie. Should I see it? I should eventually see it. And I watched it. The first hour and 15 minutes of that movie are so fucking boring. And then the last 45 minutes of that movie are so good. I don't know what she was thinking for the first hour 15 of that movie. I almost turned it off, but I stuck with it because of her. Anyway, Detroit looks great. And again, it's summer movie Oscar bait. You got 2 big summer movie Oscar baits coming out. And you rarely have that. Last year, you didn't really have that. And then you also have The Dark Tower.
Yes. Wish this was my summer movie. My birthday movie, sorry.
I am a huge Stephen King fan. We've talked about this.
No, you're not, because you've never read The Dark Tower.
But I've never read The Dark Tower
You
books.
don't know, sir.
I would read, in middle school, I read every Stephen King I get my hand on, except the Dark Tower stuff, for whatever reason, and I've never gone back to revisit it.
The Dark Tower is this dystopian, Western, sci-fi, fantasy series that essentially forms the backbone of all of Stephen King's works. Every single Stephen King work, for the most part, somehow references the Dark Tower world.
Randall Flagg.
The Man in Black.
Even It is referenced in
it's all in there. So what's brilliant is that it's essentially about the main character is, the man with no... the
gunslinger.
The gunslinger, sorry. Chases the Man in Black across the desert. And we don't know why he's chasing him or what he's after or why this is happening. And eventually he goes through these time portals and recruits 3 companions who come out of different eras of kind of like a coked up 1980s New York. On paper, the description of the gunslinger would be Matthew McConaughey, which what I think is so brilliant about the casting of this is that Matthew McConaughey plays the Man in Black and Idris Elba plays the gunslinger, which is just like, it just works so beautifully.
That is great casting from everything I know of the project. And also, it is great casting. Now,
I'm worried they're going to fuck this up.
Well, that's my next question, because this is seems like deep dive Stephen King stuff that people have tried to pull off for years. They've never been able to get it right. Also, there are a ton of these books. How much is this movie
I think this is
taking
mainly a combination of The Gunslinger itself is very thin plot-wise. I think this is mainly going to be the drawing of the three in the Wasteland. And I think the idea behind this is if it works, it's going to dovetail into some sort of event miniseries on HBO and then be capped. It's like a really ambitious thing they're trying to do, which is big theatrical movie, limited run miniseries, and then a big theatrical movie to cap out the series. And that's kind of how these have been developed. Ron Howard was attached to these for a while. So I really want this movie to be good, and I want it to work.
I rewatched the Stephen King It miniseries recently.
Mixed bag.
It is a mixed bag because the ending is so terrible.
Yeah. You got Jonathan Brandis in there.
Who's actually good.
And John Ritter. A lot of dead people.
But I know they're doing the It.
Which I'm not excited for.
Oh, I'm kind of excited for. Because it's also just all about the kids, which is the best part. But I think they want to make a second movie all about the adults, if that does well.
That scary Chinese restaurant scene.
That restaurant scene is creepy. I mean, it seems like we're really having maybe a renaissance of classic Stephen King properties, which then means that someone's going to try to do The Stand again soon.
Yeah.
And here's my thing. And I'm only bringing this up because you brought up HBO. And The Stand is my favorite Stephen King. It's a lot of people's favorite Stephen King. Don't make it a movie. Make
it like The Leftovers.
Yeah, make it a 10-part HBO miniseries. It will be...
Or it's got enough world in it that you can make it into an ongoing series, like just The World of The Stand. There's enough there, I think.
I guess you could. Yeah. You keep expanding.
You can even do it on AMC. Like, AMC, why don't you jettison one of your Walking Deads and just, get right on the Stand train?
So then, what do you have for the rest of August? Fucking nothing. No, there are movies coming out, but there's nothing. There's nothing to the point that Entertainment Weekly didn't even print an August movie section. There's just a column.
Sad.
There's just a column where it has blurbs on the Dark Tower Detroit.
Just quickly read off some of the names.
Wind River? I don't know what that is. Oh, wait, I know what that is. That's Taylor Sheridan's new film.
Okay.
Who did Hell or High Water.
Ah.
Oh, shit, maybe that will be good.
Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe he's got the whole month to himself.
There's a Lucky Logan. I don't know what that is.
That's the new Steven Soderbergh movie.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe there is good stuff in August.
Shit.
I'm reading about it now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so Entertainment Weekly listed like 5 movies here.
Yeah.
These are probably the only 5 good movies in August. And Death Note is Adam Wingard's new film.
Okay.
And he did You're Next.
And The Guest.
And The Guest, which I still need to see.
And it's Logan Lucky. 2 brothers attempt to pull off a heist during a NASCAR race in North Carolina, starring Catherine Watterson, Adam Driver, Channing Tatum, Riley Keough, Daniel Craig, Katie Holmes, Seth MacFarlane, Hilary Swank, Dwight Yoakam.
Okay, I'm in for that. But the fact of the matter is, August, June I mentioned 100 movies. August has gotten like nothing. Why are they burying a Soderbergh film in Entertainment Weekly?
Well, Soderbergh retired from filmmaking, so.
You know what? That's probably why it wasn't even on my radar.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the deep cast on Logan Lucky.
Well, while you look on the deep cast, we're going to talk about one more June film that I'm very excited for called Okja. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Okay.
And it's a new film from Bong Joon-ho.
Which you are pronouncing correctly.
That's an easy one to say. He is the, I think, brilliant filmmaker behind The Host and one of my favorite movies of the decade so far, Snowpiercer. Just a great visionary filmmaker who dabbles in sci-fi. And this film looks really interesting. It's about like some monster that lives in the mountains that the corporation run by Tilda Swinton is trying to control.
Is there a corporation not controlled by Tilda Swinton, honestly?
She controls every corporation.
Yeah. She's also going to be the alien in Alien Covenant.
But here's the thing. This movie, from this great filmmaker, is not going to be in theaters.
Okay.
It is going to be on Netflix. Here's my problem with this. Netflix, it's great that you're funding this film and you're giving these filmmakers a voice because, Bong Joon-ho kind of got screwed on Snowpiercer. It didn't get a proper release. But this is a big screen filmmaker. This is a man who has great visuals that need to be seen on the largest screen possible. And now you are setting, to me, a very dangerous precedent, Netflix, for these lazy fucking people who just want to sit at home and watch their movies instead of go and have a communal experience where they get to see a great film by a great filmmaker on a giant fucking screen. And you know what's up next for them? They got The fucking Irishman. They got Scorsese's new film. Are they not going to give Martin Scorsese a theatrical release? This is a man who everything he does is films, well, except Silence, get nominated for Oscars. You're not going to put
nominated.
that. Not Best Picture. You gotta put that on the big screen, or you're putting Okja on the big screen. Otherwise, how are you ever gonna win a fucking Oscar? You know what Amazon does? They acquire films, they put them on the fucking big screen, and then they get Oscars like Manchester by the fucking Sea. You're telling me Amazon cares more about cinema than you, Netflix? Okja looks like a great movie that I want to see on the largest screen possible, and that's why you, Netflix, are this week's enemy of the podcast. Go fuck yourself. The movie's in competition at Cannes. It's in competition at Cannes, and it's not getting an American theatrical release. What the fuck's that about?
Well, it's a good thing you live in Los Angeles, where, it will get a big screen release. This is a problem if you live in, like Lincoln, Nebraska. And I can see this happening more and more, where you'll have these alternative, Lost City VZ, for example, also funded by Amazon, getting a theatrical release, but, more of a limited release. And
Amazon very much is in the theatrical game.
This is going to play. This Bong Joon-ho, what's his name? Okja.
Okja.
Is going to play at the ArcLight, and you'll be able to see it here. But, if you lived in most parts of the country, it probably wouldn't make it to theaters.
It looks good.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, Sean, I asked the question I always ask at the end of all this. What's your number one movie? Or give me your top three.
Last Night. Let's see. My top three? The Dark Tower.
Okay.
Is up there. I want to see the new The Beguiled. Looks really good.
It looks really good.
And Logan Lucky. I don't know. I'm so excited by Steven Soderbergh.
I'm all about...
Oh, you go Baby Driver?
I'm all about Baby Driver. I'm all about Dunkirk.
Okay, Dunkirk. I have really mixed feelings.
I'm a bigger Nolan guy than you.
Atomic Blonde looks like a shit ton of fun. So actually, that's pretty high up on the list too.
That's high on my list. If I want to give the big popcorn movie, it's obviously Guardians. But if I want to be the kind of things Detroit. I'm a huge Catherine Bigelow fan. That looks interesting to me.
My white liberal guilt may haunt me a little too much on that one.
But I argue that this is going to be a very good summer for movies. This looks better than last year.
Yeah. And there's sequels, but it doesn't seem to be too... we got some good stuff coming.
Yeah.
Least anticipated movie, Cars 3 or The Mummy?
The Mummy.
Yeah.
That movie...
Because The Mummy's got the biggest...
No, you know what? I really have no interest in that King Arthur bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, King Arthur for me.
All right.
Well, watch the trailer. There's a giant elephant.
All right, I'll watch the trailer. I think The Mummy's going to be just a train wreck of a movie.
Where can the people find you, Sean?
On the internet, at the Sean David.
You can follow me on Twitter, at The Real Will Link. Next week, we're going to be joined by...
the man, the myth, the legend.
Dylan Brody.
Yeah.
And then the week after that, we have a voiceover artist, John Thomas.
Excellent.
So that should be good.
Awesome.
So...
Do you have any shows coming up?
Oh, yeah. I have a show this week, Wednesday, Tales from Tinseltown.
Okay.
At 3 clubs, $5 cover, 8 p.m.
$5?
Yeah.
That.
Run by Megan Hayes and Oscar Sagastumi, who is also returning to our show.
Excellent. So it'll be a good month coming up. And for the Will Sean Podcast, I guess that's it. Sorry, my eyes are itchy. It's time for my drops. For the Will Sean Podcast, I'm Sean David.
I'm Will Link.
And we're finished.
We're finished.